What's up everyone? Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Before we begin, make sure to hit the like and subscribe, then hit the real subscribe button, which is the bell icon. We're posting 4 videos every day, so make sure to check back every single day. We've just hit 20k subscribers, so thank you all so much. Let's get to 30. Check out all the links in the description. Thousands of dollars of free crypto down there, along with signals, COINCALLS, TA, alpha and memes in our private Discord, accessed by signing up to our Patreon. This is not financial advice. Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Let's begin. So we're just taking a look at Bitcoin here today, and as we can see, looking as though we are still making our way down through our Fibonacci levels on this macro timescale. If we just take a quick look at the Fib level that we did pull, just as an example, obviously you can see here, we've got this big these big bearish divergences that we saw initially with that first pump we had in the market all the way up to 65k. You can see quite clearly the RSI is coming down here. Price action comes up. You obviously get that head and shoulders formation. You make the lower low, the lower high, and then you come down to the neckline here, looking something like this, and you roll over, don't you? Come down to this key level of support all the way down here, basically to this swing low pretty much perfectly. You get the renaissance back up into this area here, looking something like this, where basically there's a good area of structure here with a high and a low. You come down, you make your low, your high, and then you're basically just chopping it up here in a little bit of a range, aren't you? And you're slowly going sideways and sideways, and then we come down and make a slightly lower low. We start to trickle to the downside. Everyone's super fearful, super bearish, and then basically what happens is, you can see here this RSI is, it's under a level of resistance, isn't it? You can see every time that we touch this area on the RSI, we came down, we get rolling over and rolling over and rolling over. But eventually what happened was the RSI, it got a massive sell off here, didn't it? This is a huge dump for the RSI on the daily. And then we come back up, we retest the trend line here of the RSI, we come back down, but we make a higher low. You can see higher high, higher low. And then obviously you can see here, we come back down again, we make the big bullish divergence, the price action with one last push to the downside here. And you can see quite clearly, in this area here, we got this big bullish divergence where we saw ourselves pick up. We broke out of our RSI downtrend. We got that massive move to the upside like this. You can see some more bearish divergences happening here. So we got a little bit of a retracement. We got that A, B, C correction going into September. We've got that W double bottom like we did for a lot of cryptocurrencies, looking very good indeed. Coming back down and retesting some of our Fib levels here, you can see we've got a little bit of a roll back down to this trend line and also to that 038 level. We come all the way up to the all-time high. We back test our EMA. We come up, we make a slightly higher high here of a new all-time high of around 69k. And then since then, we've basically just been rolling over in a pretty severe downtrend for Bitcoin, haven't we? But we're doing something like we did back here. You can see this long downtrend on the RSI. And you can see we're starting to do something similar now with Bitcoin. The sentiment in the market is rock bottom. Everyone's super bearish. But you can see here on the RSI, we are getting down towards these kinds of levels again. What we saw here, this is more of a steep downtrend here, which shows that potentially, we could be looking at that trigger, that catalyst to the upside pretty damn soon in our opinion. Because you can't stay like this forever in a bull market, can you? Let's be honest. You can see with Bitcoin ever since, the 10th of November here where we made that all-time high. It's essentially been, you got your up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just heading down, making lower lows and lower highs, all the way down pretty much, just heading down in a pretty severe downtrend. You can see we've got this resistance line drawn in as well. Resistance, 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 resistance. And we are testing that resistance again over the past few days. And we've been in a series of ranges, which we've also drawn into the chart here, which you can see quite clearly, which are looking fairly confluent with our Fibonacci levels here. So you can see, obviously, we've got that Fib level pulled in from that previous all-time high, 65k, to that lower around 29k. And you can see here, if we're just taking a look at what's going on, that basically we form this little bit of a range. We make the high, we make the low, we come back up to the high here, but then we roll over massively in the market, that huge liquidation event. We come down to the 050 here, where we get the bounce back inside this range. We form the low and the high again, retest the low and the low, the high and the high, looking like we might have broken out of the trend line here, of that downtrend. But we headed up to that 52k level, didn't we? And there was big resistance there, which we didn't break. So we had a roll back down to the bottom of the range yet again, down to these levels at around 45.5k at the bottom of the range. You can see here we've kind of lost the 618 at this point and retested it as resistance, which has caused us to roll down. We got down to the 050, but we got that overextension, didn't we? Everyone's super bearish. You can see we rolled over from the 050. We actually front run the 038 when we had that dip below 40k. Obviously 40k being a big psychological support, we would expect 40k to hold nicely. And it did. We got down below 40k and there was a huge buy, basically a torrent of buys back up in that area. And you can see now if we come down and we make a new, daily close down below anywhere, to be honest, right now we are basically a low daily close in this range, aren't we? If we come down to the bottom of the range here and close at the bottom here, we will be forming bullish divergences here. With the price action coming down, the RSI coming up, you can see the histogram here looking like it's leveling off, maybe even making a slightly higher low, showing that just in general we are losing momentum to the downside right now. And as we said, under this resistance here, it's very likely in our opinion that sooner or later, if this line does keep coming down and forcing us to the downside like this, it's probably going to be likely that we're going to come down and then get the breakout pretty damn soon. And if that is the case, then obviously we'll get the breakout, hopefully come back up, break this resistance line that we've been stuck under for a while, come up to the top of the range, break out, back test, and then get, start making our way back up through our fibs basically. Because right now, we're looking horribly overextended to the downside, and we do think sooner or later that Bitcoin is going to have that renaissance that everyone is looking for. So we'll take a look at the hourly time frame quickly for our short-term price predictions. You can see here, obviously we came into the range, we tested the bottom 3 times, we tested the top 2 times. We come up here, we test our trend line, we come back up to the trend line, but you see every time that we come up to the trend line here, we do get rejected. And you can see we're just, currently we're just consolidating, going sideways like this, inside this range. And as we said, what we really want to be seeing is breaking that trend line, breaking this level here at 43k, getting back up to the top of the range at around that 44.3k level, and basically just breaking out and getting up through our levels again, because we've been under the cosh for a long time, and we do think sooner or later Bitcoin is going to break out of this resistance in a big way. So just like when there was maximum fear back in July when Bitcoin was at 29k, we're now at maximum fear again, and this is usually the time of the market where things do start to reverse. So short-term price predictions then for Bitcoin, if we're heading to the downside here, we would expect this 40.5k level at the bottom of the range to hold. You can see we had that overextension down to around 39.5k. Obviously, if we roll over here, we've got a very strong support at this fib level at 39k as well. And to the upside, we want to see ourselves breaking out of this level here at 42.6k, upwards towards the top of the range at 44.2k. And then obviously beyond that, we want to be getting back up into the next range up here, basically start to reverse this downtrend. You can see the lower lows and lower highs happening the whole time. What we want to see here is the bottoming out, maybe a W double bottom like this, and then come up, make a higher high, higher low, higher high, and then just basically reverse the trend. And you can see here a quick look at the macro time scale. If we look at these fib extensions here, I mean, we could easily see 100k Bitcoin this year in our opinion. We've got the 1.4 in between the 141 and the 161 here. Very possible. So that's it, guys. We'd like to thank you all so much for your support. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them down below, and don't forget to subscribe and then hit the real subscribe button, which is the bell icon, to stay up to date with the 4 videos we post every single day. Make sure to join the Patreon or YouTube membership to support us, as well as getting a ton of benefits. Crypto Maximalists will get access to daily signals, coin calls, alpha on new projects, and insight into our own personal moves, while Maximalist Gold takes you beyond, giving you a look at our own personal portfolio, super low cap gems, 100x potential portfolio, and constant access to us personally as a resource. We're constantly in the Discord posting daily and chatting to members, and we'll be hosting giveaways soon, so come and join a community rich with value and content. Remember, you can also join our public section of the Discord too, where we post news, technical analysis, daily updates on the markets, larger cap gems, and the occasional meme. There's absolutely no reason not to get involved with all that value. Links are all in the description. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalists.